again. I know it's only been like mere seconds for you guys, but it is a whole new day. I didn't do any sorting yesterday, but I'm back at it today. I have 4 more boxes of what I store in the cupboard that I would like to get sorted today, and catalogue before I even try and make a start on the Kallax unit cubbies and any other yarn hidden around the house. I have already pulled some things up that were sitting in either my kitchen or my living room that are full skeins. That doesn't include 3 of my For the Love of Yarn fantasy fibre clubs, which are still downstairs in the living room. One still to actually be opened up. At least I think it's 3. Yeah, 3. To be fair, this one is a fantasy fibre club that was sitting in the kitchen for some reason. So I would like to tackle these. It is 4 boxes. You just can't see the bottom one. This is one that mostly has yarn that I was looking to destash originally, but I've got an idea in my head for not a scrappy blanket, but just using up skeins that, like single skeins I don't really have plans for, like that kind of thing. So I'm going to go through this, but I'm going to go through it and really kind of sit and think about the yarn itself and be like, am I going to use it? Am I not going to use it? I've already got 2 lots of yarn assigned to new homes. One is actually already away to my mum. That was probably around 8 to 10 balls of yarn. And then I've got a whole bunch of Hayfield bonus super chunky that's going to go to someone else, maybe tomorrow, depending on the weather, because it's really freaking cold here in Scotland. We have got negative weather. I actually haven't checked the temperature, but there's ice everywhere basically. So I don't know if I want to go out tomorrow. I have to go out tomorrow morning, but there's a difference between going out in the morning and then when it starts, the ice starts melting, than when going out at night time when it's getting cold again. So I would like to get all of this done, and I would like to get these boxes away again, because I have completely lost access to this room. Not that I'm doing much at the moment, but it'd be nice to be able to get onto the walking pad and just do a little bit of exercise. So let's get going. So off the bat, lace weight yarn, probably not going to use, just going to put that straight in the de-slash bin. What are we? Super soft lamb's wool. That's normally soft enough. This is where I'm kind of like, do I keep this one? So this is Examore, Blueface, and Organic Merino. This is my only Skein Queen skein, but I had it in my de-stash pile, and honestly, it might stay there. Are you ever just like, you ever just become really ruthless in your like sorting of yarn, where you're just like, will I use it? Will I not use it? Can I put it in some other project? Right, that's not meant to be in here. Some of these are genuinely not meant to be in here. So some of these can go into this project I have planned. Oh, that'll be nice and soft. Singles, I don't really do singles. I don't think I want to keep any of my host, even if it is the super soft. This one. 4-ply Lanzo. Let's see, we'll open that one up. Yeah, that's mohair. I don't do mohair. The D-stash bag. Whoa. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm laughing at, but basically I tried to get the handle of the shopping bag out because it tucked itself in the bag, and when I pulled it out, a ball of yarn just went flying. So basically my thought process for using up single skeins of yarn is not exactly original. There are so many blankets out there that I don't even know if you can claim it as like an original design, but basically I just plan down the line of casting on a garter stitch blanket for whatever width, because I can always add more to it, and then using 4-ply yarn held double, so it's going to make it look really crazy. Like the colors are going to be so fun, and then just knit a bunch of yarn into it and see how big the blanket gets. But there are some yarns where I'm just like, oh, that would be too crazy, but then it might look so fun and so unique as a blanket. I think they would make great socks. I mean, look at that skein. I think that's going to be a pair of socks at some point. So yeah, it's going through stuff and seeing if I would keep it. So like this little bear's yarn, this is superwash merino and silk, like a 50-50 even split. I don't really do silk, so I'm going to put that in the de-stash bag. Then we've got this really fun skein from Celie McWheely. This is superwash Blueface Leicester, and it's called Zaphod. So I think I could see that going in a blanket doubled up. Like, I think that would look so fun and so quirky and crazy. But then there's like other skeins here, like the West Yorkshire Spinner's Fleece. Like, I need to be honest with myself and be like, is this something I would use? Is it not? Sorry for the crinkle crinkle. But the babies come in. Hi, Ruby. Let me move the box. There you go. You coming in, bubs? See, actually, this feels really soft in my hands. I just don't think it's very soft around my neck. Yeah, I'm going to de-stash it. Let's be ruthless here. Let's be really honest with ourselves and see what we'll actually use. I don't see that going in a blanket. I see it being a pair of socks for someone though. I just don't know who. If the camera moves, which it probably will, it's because Oogie's trying to brush up against it. Little baby girl. So yeah, I'm going to keep being a bit ruthless when it comes to some of these skeins, because like I say, the majority of these were in for de-stashing anyway. So I think I'm going to set some aside, and maybe, actually this is empty. So I'm going to put them aside in this bag to be like, okay, these are going to be great blanket skeins. And then somewhere down the line, because I have 10 blankets on the go at the moment and I would like to really get that down, but somewhere down the line I think this blanket will get cast on and it will use up so much single skein yarns. So we'll see. I'm not going to keep that. It's too dark for me. I'm not going to keep that. Sometimes you just have to look at a colour and be like, that does not make me happy. That's not a nice colour. I'm not, no. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going. Hello, just checking in. So I have completed the last couple of boxes that were in the cup from the cupboard, and I've gone from 402 skeins of yarn to 551. So that's an additional 149 skeins I've added to my stash today. Some of those were like sweaters, a lot of those actually were sweaters quantities where I had like 10 balls of certain things or 6 or 7 skeins of another. So it sounds like a lot that I've added, but when they're already bagged up, I just took a photo of the bag, so I didn't really need to do too much. But I'm also now looking at 164,000 meters of yarn, which is insane. I also, for some reason, I haven't looked at this statistic yet, but I would love to see what the total weight is. And I would be doing all mine in grams, but then we can obviously change that to like kilograms. So this is giving me like a really good idea of maybe some goals I would like to set next year. I've also been going through my yarn and deciding what things I would like to destash. Shockingly, not as much as I would have thought, but hey ho. Like I say, I already got rid of about somewhere between 15 to 20 balls of yarn yesterday to my mum. I say between 15 and 20 because some of them are partially used. And then I think I have about 8 balls of the hayfield I mentioned earlier already kind of going out the door to someone else. I'm also genuinely thinking of passing over the yarn from my Smaug blanket to someone else because I just don't like the yarn. It's really shiny. I'm not opposed to shiny yarns, but I just don't like this shiny yarn. So I'm going to see if I can find a new home for that. But I will be curious to see like how much I'm getting out the door. I wish I'd kind of maybe checked the weight of the yarn I gave my mum. A lot of them were full 100-gram balls, so I can make like a rough estimate of how much will be going out, as opposed to what I'm keeping. But yeah, for some reason I'm finding this really interesting, but I guess when you've got nothing else to do, like you have to find something to keep you busy. So, but yeah, that's me done for the day, taking a well-needed break. I feel like 3 boxes was more than enough, and then I put them to the side, like I've just been stacking them all on top of each other, so as soon as Scott comes home I'll be like, and you now have a job. You now get to put all this away in the cupboard because it's too heavy for me. I would have been fine, but like I don't want to overdo it with my wrists and everything, so yeah, I feel I'm not even going to say ashamed. I find it laughable, really, that I'm looking at so far. Again, I have more. I'm so far looking at 100. No, sorry, I don't know where I got 100 from. 551 skeins. I'm just wondering whether or not I'm going to double that by the time I'm done. Because I still haven't touched any of my acrylic yarn. I think today I got one. I got Rico Designs super soft acrylic or soft acrylic, and I had 10 balls of that, and they're 50-gram balls. So I think that's the first acrylic I've touched in this process. I've got 3 vacuum seal bags of acrylic, and then I've got whatever else is in my Calyx units, which is a mixture of acrylic and hand dyed. So I'm really curious to see what I end up with, because see when you can't see your stash, like mine is behind closed doors, basically. It's behind the cupboard door, and then it's in my Calyx units, which are in what I call cubbies. I can't see my stash. So when you can't see it, you don't get the true idea of how much you have. So, yeah. Anyway, time to rest. I deserve a snack. I'm going to go get a biscuit. And I'm just going to sit and chill until the next clip. Hello everyone. It has been just mere minutes for you, but it has been absolutely weeks for me since I continued this task, and I do apologise for the shakiness. I am holding the camera. I managed to get all of the boxes that were in my cupboard catalogued and onto Ravelry. Now I'm going to start doing the Kallax units, so you'll see 6 empty units there, and I've got them sitting in front of me. I also have a small bundle to add from the wonderful Amo Yarns, who very kindly had a sale, and so I picked up some yarn. So yeah, got some cataloguing to do. I'm just going to take it one box at a time. I'm a wee bit sore today, and honestly I just want to curl up with my book. Well, my Kindle. But yeah, let's see. My last time I done a total of the meters, I was 164,252 with some sort of decimal number. So yeah, let's see what we can get done today. I've got a couple of multi-packs of acrylic. That's mostly what we're going to be cataloguing today, is acrylic yarn. Like I say, I do have some Amo yarn, and there is some indie dyed in the boxes in front of me, but for the most part we are onto the acrylic. I have three vacuum seal bags I need to also catalogue, so there's still a fair bit to go. I'm wondering if we're going to get into the 200,000. I'm not saying that to gloat or anything like that, I'm just genuinely curious. So let's get going. Woo! I don't know what happened there. Just checking in again. I'm going to stop for the day very soon, but I really want to try. For some reason, I just have this number in my head where I really want to try for 200,000. And last time I checked, I had 199,931. So, well, hi. I'm just talking to the camera. You don't need to panic. She literally just ran. I don't even know if you heard the meow. Oogie just literally ran from the corner of the room to come right up to me and meowed at me. She doesn't like when I'm not talking to her, or she can't see who I'm talking to. So yeah, 199,931 meters, and I'd really like to get to 200,000. Again, just a random number pulled out of thin air. I know I've got way more yarn than this. I've got all the stuff I didn't use when I was dyeing that's in the cupboard. I reckon there's probably quite a hefty, substantial amount of yarn for that pile. So I'm literally about to put something in that's going to be 800 meters. What did I just put through? Put 425 just on there. And these are after the 199,000 figure. So I think I'm going to try and finish this last 2 cubbies. And then tidy up, because I've made a bit of a mess. And then I'm going to go downstairs. My back's really sore sitting on the floor. I could have got a chair. I didn't. So it's my own fault. So yeah, last 2 cubbies to go that I've pulled out. I still reckon there's more yarn in this room that's not in the other cupboard, like our actual wardrobe. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what the finished result is, and slightly concerning that I've got so much yarn I need to work through. So yeah, let's keep going. Hello again. I know it's been mere seconds for you, but it's been a few more days, a week or so for me. I have pulled out this bag from my cupboard. So sorry, first of all, I'm going to apologise for the difference in the audio. I can't find my microphone. I can find the connection for the phone to connect to the microphone, but I can't find the actual microphone. So apologies for the difference in the audio. But I've pulled this bag out of my cupboard that has all the stuff that I had for when I dyed yarn, and a lot of that remains undyed wool, so that's what I'm cataloguing today. There are some skeins that are dyed that are still in my possession that will eventually get turned into stuff, but because this bag is in a completely different cupboard that I don't go into very often, even though it's got a lot of my dresses and like my sweatshirts and stuff, I don't go in there too often, and at that it's kind of buried in the far corner. So I'd like to get this all catalogued. Once I get all the dyed skeins done, it'll be easy enough to get the bags. So what we're looking at, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bags that are full of undyed skeins, and there's like at least 5 skeins per bag. So we're going to see what we're at. Last time I think my figures were 242,000, 260,000 meters, and then we were looking at 839 skeins of yarn. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what today gets us up to. And then what I'm left trying to catalogue is mini skeins, which is going to be interesting and take a very long time. And then also like part used balls of yarn that I'm gonna have to get the scales out for, and basically I'm going to get comfy on the couch that day rather than sitting on the floor, and I'll just work through it eventually. I really love to get this all done by the new year so that I know what I'm going into the year with. I don't think I'm going to use even a fraction of it at any point throughout the next, throughout the next year, but we will see. First of all, let's get as much catalogued as we can while Scott is having a nap. Hello, I have slightly repositioned myself. I'm currently going through some of these boxes trying to locate 2 things not wool related, and I should probably preface this by saying I've finished cataloguing the excuse me, I've finished cataloguing the yarn that I used to use when I was dyeing yarn and selling it. That's all now in my stash, but whilst I've been trying to go through some of these, I found a whole, what I call a cubby, that box thing, full of yarn that I had stored away with intentions of making into projects, and there's a lot of stuff sitting in front of these lower ones. So I think when I went through the ones up here, I wasn't able to get this one out because there was stuff in front of it. So we're currently in the process, ignore all of this, this is mess, but we're in the process of getting this all catalogued. We've got some stuff already done. I found 2 more skeins of the wonderful fibre punk, and I've got some more stuff done, a bunch of sock wool, and I've got a lot more in there, more sock wool, some drops bell. What's that one? That's not drops bell, that's drops cotton light. Sorry for the movement, I normally use a tripod. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this box done, and then I'm going to keep trying to find the 2 things I'm looking for. One is a bracelet and one is a membership card. So both somewhat important to find, but I've found more yarn. That's the task I started first, so let's keep cataloguing the yarn. Hello. I don't know why I'm bothering to do an introduction. It's a continuation of the same video. I have been cataloguing even more yarn today, mostly mini skeins though, and that has been very time consuming. I have a shocking number of mini skeins, specifically mini skeins from Ovis Yarns. I seem to have collected a lot of her poppy sock minis and the sets specifically. So most of the minis are now done. What I have left is yarn. So it's kind of like yarn in use at the moment, but the balls that I have to catalogue are not being used, if that makes sense. Like, they will eventually get used, but they're not in a project right now. I have just explained that so terribly. So like, I have a sweater on the go, and I have about 8 balls of yarn not even put into it yet, so I would be cataloguing 8 balls of that yarn. I also have leftovers, like scraps and stuff, that I'm just probably going to put into like a mixed bundle, and then kind of do like an estimate, like a underestimate of the meterage. I could wind off a gram and then measure that and then do all the math, but I have so much scraps that I'm just going to weigh them all together, like 4-ply in one pile, then DK in another pile, and then just underestimate the meterage for those, and then just put it all up as like a mixed bundle. I done that with some acrylic yarn, so I don't see the point in not continuing that with like 4-ply and stuff. So I found some more stuff that was in my kitchen of all places, so I'm going to get that done. I'm comfortable on the couch, so I should be able to get a good couple more hours in. I've been at this since probably about 10:30, and it's 1:30, and pretty much all I've done is one IKEA Kallax unit cubby, one full one of that, and then 2 glass jars that have been in this living room for God knows how long, again, all of minis. So I've had my lunch, I'm feeling somewhat recharged. I had a terrible night's sleep. 2 nights in a row I've had a terrible night's sleep. So we'll go for as long as my energy levels can handle, and then I think I deserve a break. So let's see how we get on. But the last time I checked, I was at like 299,900 odd meters of yarn, but I know for a fact I was at 1,081 skeins. Don't know if I said that in the last clip. I don't think I did. So that was before all the mini skeins, and all those are counted as single skeins, I think, rather than like 100 grams being a single skein. So there are some that are like 10 gram minis that are, so I think there was what, 16 10 gram minis, so that's going to be 16 added to that number of skeins total. So I feel like the number of skeins is going to be slightly skewed, but they are single skeins. They're just considerably smaller. So I'm still taking it, I'm still counting it, but I reckon now we're definitely over the 300,000 meter mark. I can't quite believe that. I don't know why I want to know the meterage total so badly, but I do. I think because I really just want to tackle my stash in 2026 and just try and get through a substantial amount without injuring myself. So I'm going to keep going for a couple more hours, and then I'm probably going to rest and just watch some stuff on YouTube and just take it easy. So I will check in hopefully later on tonight with what I've added today, but it could be another day. I seem to be able to excuse me, load a good amount of stuff up, and then I don't update you until the next time I go to do this task. So I wish I had taken a friend's advice years ago and catalogued as I brought the yarn in. But I didn't think I was going to use Ravelry that way. And I think the reason I'm using Ravelry is because I could not have written all this down by hand. No way. So let's keep going. Hello, forgive the lighting, different audio, and my appearance. I had recorded several clips at the end of the last day when I was cataloguing my yarn, and unfortunately the files seem to be corrupt. So I'm just jumping on really quickly to say that my total meterage is 346,400 odd. Sorry, Oogie got a new toy at Christmas. And the total number of skeins is 1,520. Now, again, I just kind of want to say that a lot of those are mini skeins, and some of those minis were only like 10 grams. So some people might say that those don't count, but they're still single skeins. They were sold to me as single skeins. and then a lot of like my sock scraps I put into one big massive bundle and just put the weight through a rough meterage and put it through as one skein. So really, in my opinion, those kind of cancel each other out. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on, re-record that last clip and just say thank you so much for watching. And hopefully now that we are officially in 2026, Happy New Year. Hopefully I will be putting out a lot more videos and be on a much more regular schedule than I have been recently. So thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, please do stay safe. I'll put in a clip of her playing. Please do stay safe, and until the next one, bye everyone.
I went through it for you.
No, I don't want your butt on camera. Hello. You gonna meow? Hi. You okay? Oh, that was a quiet one. You not playing now? Because I got the camera out, or are you not playing? Are you acting up because of the camera?
Camera shame on.
Oh, she was going to go through there as well.
Something I've always wanted. She's very well what she's doing.
You're acting up. You stop playing. Oh, look how pretty you are. Look how pretty you are. Hi.